Hey, welcome to another episode of Blissed Out. We got a great podcast for you set up today. And what we're going to be doing is talking with the owner of Earthy Eatzz, Dawn Borzon.
Yep.
We got in here today, and let's start it off. This is the first time me meeting you and you meet me, like for face to face. So I want to get a little bit of background info and kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and
Okay.
how you kind of got started in
Well,
this.
I'm a 49-year-old single woman. I have a 21-year-old daughter, and very fortunate. She is a successful woman as well. But when having her, I was scared to death and didn't really know what to do with myself. But anyway, I am a co-author of a book called Audacity to Phenomenally Becoming Her, talking about entrepreneurship because I've been an entrepreneur all my life. So, with that, like I am also a certified body pump instructor. I love fitness. I love health. It's always been something that I have done nearly my entire life. I'd say that I really, outside of sports in high school, I've always been, a fitness guru to the effect of just keep moving. You got to keep moving in order to keep your body, flowing in life. And I never want to grow old. So I
Right.
always say, I'm always going to be young. And it's something I've always, wanted to be a part of, and I myself just love life,
You got
so.
that
Yep,
childishness of you,
I
you.
do.
That's what I was just telling my dad. I said I'm never gonna grow up. I was like, because I was messing with him the other day. You know how kids are with their
Right.
parents. I still mess with my dad. So
Yeah.
he uh he was parked next to me, and I was picking my son up, and I said I'm just gonna sit here and pretend I don't even see him. Like I seen him and waved to him, kind of gave him a head nod,
Yeah.
and then I just sat there for a while, and I looked over, and he's like, "Hey, what the heck? Are you ain't gonna talk to me?" I'm like, "Oh, like it's too cold to be talking out here."
Right, exactly.
But yeah, so how did you start? You said you've been an entrepreneur your whole life.
Yes.
Now, me, on the other hand, I kind of dabbled in it
Okay.
on and off, and then like job jumped all over, and I could never find a spot that really stuck. And that's because I probably was like, I should be where I'm at right now, doing the entrepreneurial thing. And I've had some businesses that I lost my passion about, but now we're here, and I'm really passionate about this. And now we got the podcast going to kind of incorporate more into my business, and we're grateful to have you on
That's
board today.
awesome. Well, I'm happy to be
Yeah.
here.
So did let me ask you a question about how you started the Earthy Eatzz. You said you've been an entrepreneur your whole life,
Well, I mean, really,
mostly.
since I was 18, I got into the direct selling companies. I was doing candles, and I've done, handbags and different things like that. And I've always loved the concept. And one of the things that I learned back when I was in direct selling is, you do something once, you get paid over and over again for it. So
Hmm.
that was always something that stuck in my head. And really coming from a family that, we always had a roof over our head. We had everything that we needed, but I always wanted more. And I didn't want to struggle my whole life. And so I always tried to dabble in always having a lot of things. My mother, she worked her ass off, all of our life, and she was always, with a couple jobs. And so I kind of learned that work ethic from her. So after school, then going to college was not for me. I did get, a business degree in high school from EHOVI, but I always wanted to own my own business. So that was always my drive. And being in network marketing, I felt like I owned my own business, but I didn't have everything to deal with it. So, throughout the years doing that, then in 2011 was led into the health world, and I had promoted a protein shake, and it literally transformed my life because it was really what I was truly passionate about, and that was health and wellness. And I just saw all these lives completely changing.
How awesome is that?
And that was one of the most rewarding
One
things.
protein shake.
And that was, actually it was Visalis, and
Okay.
it was one of the greatest shakes. And I now still take the shake from the creator of that shake, which is now called Jump to Health. So they reformulated that, and now I still take their products as well. So it's something that I've had since 2011, and I absolutely love it. It is a trisoy protein, tastes just like cake. You can create any type of flavor that you want, and it's a great protein. So, but then to get into how Earthy Eatzz started, I was in a transition of life. I was in a job that I wasn't fond of. I was doing fitness. I was in a toxic relationship. I had just ended that. He told me I'd never become anything of what I wanted. I could never have a business of my own.
Did
And
help
that
fuel you?
was my drive. I was just going to say, that was my driving force.
There's always something. Yeah, there's something.
They always say when you're successful in anything, you always have a driving force.
Yeah.
And when somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm going to do
I like it.
just to prove a point.
Yep.
So,
I'm the same exact way. Like,
that's
tell
awesome.
me, please tell me I suck. Tell me I can't
Yeah.
do something.
Tell
show
me it's
you,
not
yeah.
going to work,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's the haters, I guess, huh?
yeah, and I can remember the words coming out of his mouth when we had just started it, that, you got to be in business, 5 years before you can even, and most businesses don't even make it 5 years. And here we are going into our 5th year. So that, it just, I just look at it, and I just, it's not even I don't want to say an I told you so. It's humbling to me that what drove me to start it isn't what keeps it going now.
No.
And I just,
But it helped you.
Yeah.
At that point in time.
It was a push over the edge.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Jump
what that
off
was.
the cliff
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. And so, but I was in one of my fitness classes, and I overheard a lady say that she needed someone to make protein bites for her shop. And instantly my mind was like, I can do this. I do it for myself all the time. And I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do? Well, my business partner, I've told her for years, I'm like, we need to do a business together, because we really gained our friendship, when we had did it was called the Daniel Plan. Back.
I think I've heard of that. Is
Yeah,
that a health thing?
Yep, yeah, that's all health. It's all whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
And we started our friendship through the Daniel Plan.
Okay.
I facilitated it through the church, and it was where we both really started our journey together. And she's more of I want to say more of the background. She likes to get to the nooks and crannies, and she likes to research where I don't have the patience for it. If you tell me it's good, I'm going to try it. If I like it, great. If I don't, I won't do it, try it again. But to do the research of stuff, she was always at, and I'm like, oh, you'd be so good at that. I can get out there and I'll talk to everybody, and so that was kind of where I used to say to her all the time, we need to do a business together. Because we both loved fitness as well. And we didn't know how to incorporate it all, but we would always say that. Well, that morning, she was at my fitness class. I overheard that, and I said, now is the time. And we literally left that day. I called my web designer, and I was in the process of launching. It was called Faith Fitness and what the heck? It was called the Borzon Method, but it was Faith Fitness and Fun. And that it was something completely different, but I was in a mindset I couldn't launch that because of going through the terrible, breakup. I could not launch what it was that I wanted. So I knew what I wanted. I said, I need a logo and everything. So I contacted her. She's like, when do you need it? I'm like, yesterday. Because I was like, I got to have this business. So we really did some research on how to start an LLC, because I knew I needed to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And I didn't want,
You have to. If you don't start it, get as quickly as you can to do it the right way.
Right.
I mean, for any other business owners out there, especially small business just starting out, just if you're not doing things the right way, do things the right way. There's a reason why there's these laws and different things and processes in place because it works.
Yeah. And, and I, and humbly myself, I didn't want to, I actually have watched people really scheme through life and they have nothing now. And I didn't want it that way. So, it was more of okay, I knew that this business itself wouldn't take our product if we didn't do it the right way. And so I quickly did the research, we purchased the LLC, we got our name, we were sending things back day and night. It took 24 hours, but on how we were to create our name. But we wanted something that was with Whole Foods, something that resonated, that when people said the word, it was something that stuck out. We wanted something that, people, was green, because we green and whole foods and clean eating. So that's where Earthy Eatzz came about. And then we just put 2 Z's at the end just to add a little pizzazz to it, a little sting to it. So that's how that was created. And then it's just, when I took it to her, I acted as if I've always had the business. But 6 months after we started the business is when I told her, you were the fuel to this. And she was like, really? She had no idea. But,
Well, she helps push you.
Yes, yeah.
And
that's what you need.
Yeah, and that's what I found with Angelica. What you met, she's behind the computer right now, but yeah, she helps push me. I help push her, and we collab great together. And like you said, back and forth, and getting systems in place and doing different things. And it's good to have good people in your corner as well. That really helps a lot too.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't have the right people, you find out quickly that they're either not, some aren't for you, and some just there for a paycheck. But you can tell who's passionate about things and who.
Absolutely. I always say there's always a reason people are in your life. Some are there for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. That's something I live by.
I'm glad you said that. Me and you probably get along great off camera too. But I mean, I literally just said this yesterday. We had a client. We do a lot of elderly cleaning to help people out of nursing homes and assisted living. So we do what we can. We do commercial and residential and all aspects, young to old, and elderly and mature people. But she fell, and that was like the last straw. So we didn't even have her as a client that long. But I just told her yesterday, a reason, season, or a lifetime. I said, we're in your life for just a quick reason and a short season. So she's like, I'll miss you, even though I just met you and stuff. So things like that are hard on us because, we want to be able to help people we want to help keep people in their homes. And, we tried to do that, but, she told me the story, like she has a cat and tripped over the cat. It's like, oh, dang it. So
that is hard for elderly, especially with animals, because they come out quick.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I've never had an animal, but I do know. But animals love me. I don't know why.
That energy you got.
Yeah. Well, I did some research on it. I asked good old ChatGPT about why, because it seems like all dogs love me, and every time I go to a friend's house, they do, and they say it's because I have a calming spirit, or Chat. That's what Chat told me anyway.
Right.
So
I see it.
Calming energy, I guess,
right.
Or comfort.
Yeah. How did you get your business off the ground to be able to offer, your nice healthy treats that you got?
Well, what we did is, we formulated and did a lot of research and purchased the LLC. That was the main thing. And then we literally got together and just started, taking what recipes that we used for ourselves all the time and wanted to create different styles. So we did a lot of research and of different types of products, and then took them to my fitness class and had people try them, see if they liked them, and of course they did. But I'll tell you, it was. And one of the things with the whole product testing, people did love it. We had a very short menu when we first started, and some of the things we loved, but then some of the things were just so hard to get in that it was like we can't keep it. But one of the things, it was a lot of wasted product and expensive products because we always wanted high quality products, that, we did a lot of research. That's one of the things when we started our business, we didn't want any refined sugar. We wanted gluten and dairy free. And when you look up those ingredients, I mean, they are costly. And then when you're messing up items and we're like, oh, okay, well, we'll eat this. And then it was like, oh, there's no way we could even eat it. So there was a lot of wasted money, wasted product just to create something that melts in your mouth when you eat it. And that's why we did what we did, but it was a lot of wasted stuff.
Yeah, so you brought us some treats to try out today.
I did.
We'll try those later.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I seen those and I couldn't stop. I was trying to talk to you, but I was just staring at them. So I was like, man, my mouth's
You'll
already
just
watering.
Want more.
Yeah, they look amazing. So that was one of the challenges you faced in the beginning was just trying to get a great product that tasted good, that's healthy.
Well, and trying to figure out, okay, to make, all right, you've got a small amount, but then when you correlate, different ounces, when you're looking at the solids and you're looking at the liquids, well, you've got to change that math just to get it to be good. And that was difficult. Then it's like taste testing to making sure that, the texture of it's good. Because if it doesn't have a good texture, if it's just going to crumble, well, nobody's going to want that. So I'd have to say that was almost one of the most challenging things. And when we're looking at something and we're going, the math looks right, but what's going on? So then it's like,
because there's too many things at once. Like, are you trying to say that you went from small batches to making bigger batches?
Yes.
And that's where you had discrepancies.
That's where it was like,
a challenge.
Because as we started growing in the businesses and more businesses were ordering, well, then we're making larger quantities. So we're not making just, say 1 or 2 dozen, then you're making 5 to 7 dozen per batch. Well, when you're mixing liquids with solid foods, I didn't realize, I was never a baker per se. I didn't realize that you have to adjust the ounces or the cups or whatever it may be. That was one of the most difficult things, and I was going absolutely crazy. I had to get it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, I know numbers, but I need this up sitting with me. Okay, how many teaspoons do I need to have a cup? Because, it was just the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I want to make this easy,
Yeah, you got to convert everything.
Yeah,
and then...
so that conversion was very difficult for me.
Right.
It was mind-blowing, but, we eventually then we found where, now it's the larger batches and we know exactly what to do and we can just look at it and be like, okay, that's going to work, or whatever. Right. So
that's awesome. So what's been the most rewarding part of running Earthy Eatzz?
The most rewarding is when, when people literally say, oh my gosh, I love Earthy Eatzz, or I can't believe that this tastes good. That to me is the most rewarding.
Yeah,
because
sometimes there's a little bit of healthy. Is it good? Does it taste good?
Right.
Yeah.
And, and then when people say, I have one every day, I need one every day. And, repeat customers, if we didn't have all the repeat customers that we have, we wouldn't be in business today, and that goes for all the businesses. And at the beginning, one of the most rewarding things were when we didn't really know where we were going to get our business from. We didn't know what it was going to do, but we thought, oh, this little side hustle will have, whether it be just the gym that I was teaching at or whether it be, the shake shop. But then when other businesses were calling us and saying, hey, we need Earthy Eatzz here. Now that in itself felt good. It was like one of those where, all right, now we have a brand. And then let's build off of that.
And you're working
brand.
with other businesses
Yes.
around here too.
Yes,
Oh,
well, and we do, a lot of local businesses.
Right.
I mean, I myself, all of our businesses are local, and we're all the way in Woodville, all the way to Vermilion, and that in itself it is nice. So outside of just the personal customers,
right. And who knows where it goes from there?
I know. I think like one of the things that would bring one of the biggest, if we can get into like a corporate place that we have to have for, but in time, that's a
time is
dream.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say that, but we need more people to help us. So,
Yeah. You probably have big goals and different things you want to do, and once you're ready, I think
yeah,
sometimes you'll be met with resistance, but I think that's with anything good in life. When I'm
Yeah.
at the gym, you got resistance.
yeah, you gotta have that every day.
You have to have some resistance. Yeah. If you're not
sure.
if you're not growing, you're dying.
You're dying. Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, all the time.
Sometimes we do have to take a step back or pivot in business and different things,
And I believe that that's where we are at right now is pivoting and to the fact that okay, we literally started this business from scratch. We did it. Neither one of us, had a ton of money to where we had thousands of dollars to go out and do it. We've literally done this, through okay, well, we get paid from this business. Well, let's invest back into it. We started off where we would get one sealer. Now we both have a sealer, and, then it was our labeling. And I was like, I look back to our original labeling and our original packaging. And I was
amazing,
like,
probably at the time, like, this is the best thing ever.
Yes, this is great. And I'm like, oh, man, that's awful looking back at it now. And, that's, and we're still in search of the perfect container for the bites when we're giving them to customers, because we want them to look nice, want them to be presentable, to where they love them. And so that it is a challenge because, with it having coconut oil and oils and things like that, you got to be careful with what you use.
Yeah.
So
I always have coconut oil on deck at my house. Love a good coconut oil. I consider myself a chef and cooking and health. I'm always in the health mindset. A lot of the things that we discussed a little bit before we went on camera as well.
Right.
Like, just you have to have a mindset for it too.
yeah,
I think if you're an entrepreneur, you have to have a different mindset. And I always felt like I was different than everyone else when I was younger. I don't know if anyone feels that. Like does everyone feel this way?
If you're an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
it's almost like, your circle, like my circle of friends, they think I'm crazy, at times. And just some of the things that if I didn't have them for support,
Right.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today. However, they're not all the entrepreneurial people. And, so it does make your circle challenging in itself because they don't think how you think. And owning your own business, you're always working.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not, it's not like I clock in and I clock out. When I'm at home, I have to leave home to not work.
Yeah, I feel that.
It's like I got to go do something because when I'm home, I'm working. I'm too busy doing everything. And I'm like, I just sometimes got to step away.
Yeah. Yeah, I've took a phone call on the treadmill before,
Oh, yeah.
Things like that. It's like, I have to get this done, it's going to be there. I'm like, I got to get this taken care of now.
Yeah.
If there's an issue, and you have to be a good problem solver as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, and we've had talking about problem solving that in itself, when we have had people call, or a certain product they're like, they didn't like, and this was a huge problem. Well, as you know, cost of living, cost of product, cost of groceries, everything has gone up. Chocolate has went out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Our chocolate, the Enjoy Life chocolate that we use, nearly tripled in price. Well, so
Quickly, probably too.
Do what?
It was probably a quick.
Oh, it overnight.
Yeah.
Well, and I didn't realize it because I would order the chocolate, and, have it delivered to the house. Well, we always got them in 50 pounds. And, I wasn't really paying close attention. I look at my credit card bill. I'm like, what in the heck? Like
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And I was like, whoa. So we tried to then, we looked and we're like, okay, so we tried to change it into Nestle. Well, Nestle isn't dairy free. But we tried to let people know that due to the cost that we were going to go dairy, we weren't going to be a dairy free anymore. And well, we didn't like it.
So you
And it was almost gut wrenching to both of us every week that we would put this out just to help with the cost, because we always want to keep our costs down. We will do a lot of research to make sure that we can get the largest quantity of products at the low cost, so that way the consumer isn't paying, astronomical for the stuff. So, but we just, after a while, it was like, we can't do it. There was no way that we couldn't send it out. So we're like, okay, well, so then it was, we had to raise, the prices, but we tried not to raise them, astronomical. And it is what it is. And now we're back to being 100% dairy free again.
Yeah, it's a great selling point too to have that.
It's rewarding for us. And we like the taste. I didn't like the taste of Nestle. It's amazing when, I have a sweet tooth. And that was one of the things that drove Bridget and I both when we started this, because we both had a sweet tooth, but we'd always try to think of healthier ways to do things. And when, now it's like, we laugh because we're like, I don't even look at a candy bar. I'm like, I don't even want one,
Right.
And because I get that sweet tooth from, great products that I have. Because the only sweetener that we use is honey, maple syrup, or dates.
Yeah, I use that a lot too as well,
Yeah.
and different things. And I can't even eat candy really. If I eat chocolate bar, it's dark chocolate, high cacao percentage,
Yeah.
less sugar.
I
And
just-
if I do use sugar, it's like a cane sugar, or,
Yeah.
organic cacao. Things like
Hot
that.
honey. Have you tried that?
Yeah, I
don't know.
became
I'm
a
finding a
fan
new
this
loving
stuff.
of it.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I love this. I
Yeah.
just tried it just this week, and it is, I like that zing and
A lot of people
that
are using
afterwards.
it for like pizzas, and
Yeah.
I've seen
Over cottage cheese,
yeah.
fruit, honey, or I mean in tea.
if we start talking about food, I'm not gonna stop talking about food. I love food.
We're gonna have a whole new
Oh
podcast.
yeah, right. Foodies
Yeah.
are us over here.
Yeah, for sure.
So hot honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hot topic for this podcast.
Yeah.
Hot honey. Try it out.
Yeah.
Do you have a specific brand you've tried, or
I only tried one because I just got it this week. It was
Okay,
called
so
Mike's. This is brand new. I mean, I literally went after the gym. It was, I think, Monday, and because my aunt tried it, and or she had some, and she was talking about, well, when she was talking about it, I'm thinking, oh, you just warm honey up, I mean, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm thinking hot honey, okay, all right. But then when she had sent a Snapchat to me about hot honey the one day, and she was trying goat cheese, and because she can't stand goat cheese, but she's like, I'm doing this for Dawn. I'm putting hot honey on it, and I'll eat it. And she's like, oh, I don't love it. I'm not gonna throw it up. But so I was like, I gotta go buy this. So that's how I got it. So
where'd you buy it at?
at Meijer.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool. I'll buy some next
yeah,
time I'm in there.
Mike's hot honey. It's good. It has a little zing to you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Cool. So can you share a turning point that really like helped your business grow to where you're at now? You said you're going on what, 4 years, 5 years in business
4 years.
now?
Yep. Yeah. Well, this is going into our 5th year.
Yeah,
In
we're
October,
going into
it'll be
our
5
fifth
years.
as
Yeah.
well, yeah. in
Oh,
September.
congratulations. Yeah.
You got it going on.
Good
then.
point. Good point. Yeah.
September,
Good,
October.
yeah.
That's when we start the 5-year mark, which
Yep,
we're
October.
excited about. It's
Ours will
exciting.
be- Yeah. October
Yeah.
12th will be 5 years.
You know
for
it's
us.
exciting when you see us high five.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I with the turning point for us was, it was more or less the businesses calling us and that we had no clue that
So they just reached out to you.
reached out to us.
Wow.
And they were wanting our product. That was when we knew that we were building a brand and knew that we had to make sure we had good quality products that were leaving. Not that we didn't think that at the beginning, but it was, okay, this is going to be a brand, this is what we're going to do. And that's when it all kind of fell in place. You know, we started in October, we had our website in January, and that was exciting in itself. And this year we want to do a lot of changes with our website and do things like that too.
Yeah,
So
keep it fresh.
yeah,
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 yeah. You always got to keep it fresh. Angelica even, messed with our website a little bit. She's like, hey, we got to change it up a little bit. It's a
yeah,
new year.
yeah.
So you never know what you're going to find when you hop on our website because we're always constantly innovative and changing different things.
Maybe I'll go to Angelica. Hey, help us out here.
Yeah. She'll give you some advice.
I need some help here.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do.
Yeah. She knows a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what sets your business apart from others in the area? I know the health.
Well,
Health
what sets
aspect
us
for sure.
apart is that we are 100% gluten and dairy free, and the fact that it's a good quality product.
Yeah, it's a great
We
option.
use the highest quality products. You know, when you're going for natural peanut butter and you look on the shelves and you see all kinds of natural peanut butter, but if you turn that over and that ingredient has 100 different ingredients, it's not natural. There's nothing natural to it. And so we try to find all products that, you know, literally are whole food and very little ingredients in it, that they're all the main. So that's one thing that I feel sets us apart from, you know, a lot of other businesses that have a lot of refined sugars and, you know, ingredients in their
Yeah.
products.
Yeah, I could talk about that a lot too. I've done a lot of research on looking up and trying to just eat healthier. I went through, a transformation. I used to like smoke cigarettes, drink beer, chew every now and then. One day I just like stopped doing those things and went on this health kick and found out, wow, a lot of the stuff we eat in this society is terrible for us.
Yeah.
And that's kind of another reason why I wanted to start a podcast as well, is to kind of shed some light on that subject as well. With the way I shop, it changed my whole aspect. I'm always looking at it. I downloaded an app. You can scan product and see how good it is and bad.
Right.
So there's apps out there. There's good things out there to help, but there's not enough of it. And we do see a change in it. Like I said, I cook a lot and I consider myself a chef of sorts, and I'm always looking for fresh ingredients. One ingredient, just like even like a pasta, look for one ingredient.
Right.
Some of those pastas you look at, just the dry pasta,
Right.
and there's 5-6 different ingredients in it. And the
you
one next
look
to
at,
it's one.
Yeah.
It's like,
And you look at the obesity in this world, and it's because, and
especially in
and
America, it's terrible.
it's awful, and it's
It's not a
because
lot of our faults either.
these
It's the
food
food.
lobbyists, the words that you can use in order to cover up what it is that you're putting in there is ridiculous.
Right.
And I've learned a ton, through the years that I've been on a health journey. I'm not saying that everything that I eat, there's days
Yeah,
where,
I'm not perfect either.
I can go out there and you give me chips and cheese and I'll eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I have learned that my body speaks to me. And when I don't feel good, why do I want to eat that? Why do I want to have that? And there's times where it's like fried foods. I can barely eat a bunch of fried foods anymore because I've gone a period of my time where like I don't enjoy it
Your
as
body
much as I used
doesn't
to.
even really get a good feeling
No.
about it. It doesn't sit right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've realized that with a lot of different things, especially after because I've tested this theory on my own body. I've cut out caffeine. I cut out chocolate. I've cut out like pretty much anything that would like give me that endorphin or that boost,
Right.
serotonin, whatever chemicals you got going on when you eat something and that isn't really good for you. And I'd cut these things out for a while, and then I would like just taste it or try it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm almost allergic to it,
Right.
but not breaking out, like just the way you feel inside, especially in your stomach area.
And it happens immediately.
Yeah, it's
like,
quick.
It is. It's like,
yeah,
whoa.
I'll be eating something at the table, and I'm like, let me look what ingredients are in this. Like, my wife has had a hard time. I mean, but she kind of is with me on it too,
Yeah.
because I do a lot of the cooking, so she has no choice in the matter. But like, we're both on a health kick. She's lost a lot of weight.
It's great.
We're healthy. we got two great kids we're raising, and they're doing great.
That's
They're,
awesome.
they're good kids, so
And you're starting them young, so that's
yeah,
good
yeah.
because they'll grow up to
They'll
eat
know,
healthy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And at one point in time, we were feeding our kids things that weren't as good, and my oldest had a weight issue happening, and since then that's gone away. He's getting in shape. He's kind of following me, my lead
That's
and
awesome.
working out, and he's into bowling and he does a lot of different things like that. Very athletic kid and smart. And
That's awesome.
what I've learned from him is, it was kind of hard because you get addicted to these foods. So, there's a little resistance with him, like cutting out the pizza rolls, cutting out the chicken nuggets, cutting out, all this junk, ramen noodles. Oh, don't get me started on like those things that a lot of people feed their.
And I used to eat them.
Yeah, me too. And I didn't have a problem with it, but things are different than when I was younger.
Yeah.
There's definitely more fillers and different
And
preservatives and things. If you look at something from the 90s to now, there's usually more ingredients in this stuff.
Well,
so
and
you just
even
gotta be conscious about what you're putting in your body.
totally
Mind, body,
conscious.
soul. I mean, you have to, or I got high energy. There's a reason why I have high energy.
Right.
Do
Well,
I always have high energy?
How do you have energy? I'm like, well, I do fuel my body the right way. I
Fuel.
always say,
Yep,
here's
fuel.
the thing that I've always said, people treat their cars better than they do their bodies.
Yeah.
And when you're empty, you fill it up, right? When you're driving around, your car's empty, you fill it up. But they don't do that to their bodies. And well, I'm not hungry. But you can go and grab a candy bar, or you can go and grab, and even you've got to be cautious with even those that are, at a checkout. Look at that ingredient. That is the most important thing to do, and
It is.
So.
Yep. But being on the health and fitness journey, and I don't know how anyone cannot be and run a successful business if you're not
right.
High energy.
You have
Really,
to. I mean, because it's like, we wake up thinking about it. We do it all day, and then it's like, you're going to bed thinking about it too. So, what can we do to make the next day better?
You got a lot of lists.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Writing.
I'm always writing. Well, my problem is I'll use the notes on my phone, but then I'm still old school. I'm still paper and pen, and I'll write them, and then I've got little notes all around, and they end up in my car.
But I do that with everything, even like a good recipe or who I want to email, because I'll cold call people, I'll email people, I'll text people. Now, we were talking a little about being uncomfortable doing those sort of things. I don't know if we were on camera yet or not, but we were talking about being uncomfortable doing certain things or asking for things. And we were talking about like asking for reviews. If you own a business, ask for the reviews.
Right.
A couple people might not want to, or businesses might not want to do that. But if you just start incorporating little things that's going to help you, especially in this day and age, it's going to uplift your business. Yeah. And when I first started doing those things, I was a little uncomfortable, but once you do it, it becomes natural. Like, I'm not afraid to text or email and bother someone. I always feel like I'm going to bother somebody. That's how I am. I don't know if that's how you feel, but
yeah, it used to be, or my whole thing was
get rejected. Like, I'm not giving you a review, and that's fine.
Why, but I always, my whole thing was, I know that what I offer is a quality product. I have a successful business. I am a successful woman, but I do still struggle. I still have a business. I still have bills to pay. I still have, and so, for me to ask someone to, sponsor a certain event or sponsor this or that, like, it's almost like I feel greedy doing it, and I will overcome that this year. It's on my vision, in my vision box. It's literally, I have it printed on I wrote it on my mirror at home, but those are the things that I'm working on getting, uncomfortable with, because Bridget and I, outside of Earthy Eatzz, we're expanding into a couple other things. We've also done, it started off as a boot camp the very first year that we did it, and we just passed our fourth year, that we do a women's retreat. at Sawmill every year. So,
Good.
and next year will be our 5th year, and we want it to be big. We want it to, explode, and we want to sell out this year and make it real big.
How can people find more info about that?
So we've had it on our Earthy Eatzz and on our
On
Earthy
Facebook?
Eatzz page, yeah.
Okay.
And then our Earthy Eatzz website, we've had it on there. So what we want to do is transform that into something completely different and make it a whole different entity, because it is completely different. It's outside of Earthy Eatzz, but we have incorporated it in the last 4 years. But we really want to expand, and we've already got it completely planned out, and March 1st is when we're going to start advertising for it. So
Awesome.
yeah, we're excited for that.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's, it's a women's weekend, on self-reflection and dreaming and moving your body and knowing that you can do something outside of your comfort zone and you feel good about it.
Yeah,
And you can share. We want women in a safe space to where
they can open up to you.
that they can, open up to us, open up to any of the women, there, and, honor themselves that weekend. Like, and we do it always usually the first weekend after the new year. And, it's a time that, us as women, we put so much on our plates. Some things are thrown at us and some things we do intentionally to ourselves. So this is a weekend that it's just for you. And so that's
I
always
love that
been fun.
tagline. Like this is just for you.
Just for you.
That's beautiful. I like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, I would. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This is just for you.
Yeah.
Come to the retreat.
Yeah.
You can find out more info on their Earthy Eatzz Facebook page and on their website.
Yep. Absolutely. And we'll have a different entity for that. We're gonna start something, completely different with that as well. So it's just not finalized yet. So
Cool. Yeah, it's kind of like the podcast. It's like branched off the Blissful Clean. Who knows where it goes?
yeah.
But, for now, we want to concentrate on local.
Yeah.
Because we're local.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's amazing.
And that's, and
I bet you
speaking
even
of
have
that,
more things going on too.
yeah. Well,
But
and
they're probably yeah.
like I would love for us to find a space, Bridget and I, to where we can do our fitness, and offer, even like 1-day retreats, where, people can get in there and have fitness, talk about food and nutrition and, teach people things and have speakers coming in and talk. And so we're doing some research on trying to find some places like that as well. But like our vision is to have a space that we can not only do our fitness, but also have our products as well. So, because then we can do so much more.
Yeah.
And, like our vision, it's like, just thinking outside the box.
Yeah. You always have to go outside the box, just like with the podcast that I started. Like I kind of felt like it was outside the box sort of thing. I didn't really see too many other people doing it around here, so
Right.
I'm like, it's something fun.
Yeah.
You got to break the mundane. This is more fun to me. This is
Well,
playtime.
yeah.
It's networking, but
networking, it's talking,
yeah, it's
and
meeting
getting to know people.
I love meeting someone new.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to a quote, and I always like to give people quotes in person. That's just how I run my business. I want to meet you. I want to talk to you, and if nothing happens after that, at least I got to meet someone new and get a little bit of story on someone, because we're all in this together.
Yeah.
We I don't always have the best days. We don't always have the best days, but we try to
make the best of them.
Yeah, we try to make the best of them, or find something in your day that kind of stands apart. Like I go to bed at night thinking, oh, this is it, I'm done. Like I might not wake up tomorrow. That's the way I am.
Yeah.
So, and I know a lot of people don't think that way, and it's scary to think about, but like to me, it's
know.
like, did I do everything in my power today that I could do to be the best person I could be today?
Yeah.
Do I always hit that mark? No. But that's why when I get another day, it's like, okay, let's try again.
Yeah. I always say, I do things with the right intention because I want to be able to go to bed at night
and sleep.
And
Yeah.
I can't imagine, not having the right intention at all.
Right.
And
yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm perfect, or I do try to treat everybody with respect. And I have to be, on, like, I'm sure that I've said things to hurt people, as well as
we
people
all
said,
have. Yeah.
we're human.
Yeah.
But, I don't intentionally go out there to hurt anyone or do anything wrong.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes you gotta, the boundary thing. That's when I put a boundary up. I feel like, oh, I'm hurting someone, but it's like, no, I'm just letting them know my boundary. And if they cross that boundary,
right.
and I reiterate, like, hey, now we got an issue. But like when people meet me, I'm pretty much like, I don't have many, but I'll tell you, like, these, don't do this, don't do this.
Yeah.
Like a big one is, people just showing up at my house unannounced. That's a big no-no to me. Just something like that, because that's my personal space. And
right.
when I'm at home, it's not, oh, I'm at home. I'm busy. I'm either working, or I'm in here working, or I'm out in the field, out in the wild, I call it.
I like that.
Yeah, we're out, like, you know what I mean. You're out in the wild. You never
out
know.
in the wild.
Never know what's gonna happen out there. I had someone take a picture of me. I was in a networking group, and she's the one that sent it to me. She took a picture, sent it to me of the van.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's seen my big Blissful cleaning van or anything like that driving around, but she took a picture, said, like, I caught you out in the wild. And ever since then, I'm like, that's
you.
Just like what I said,
yeah.
You said about the little tagline.
Yeah.
So now I use it. So
that's
and
funny.
that's another thing, you'll find ideas through speaking.
Networking, yeah. Well, one of the things,
something cool that stands out that you might not even have noticed until I said something about that little tagline that you said, oh, I'm going to use it now.
Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is that one of the things that I've always wanted to start, and I wanted to start it, in the Huron Sandusky area, was actually having a networking group where people have their own businesses, bring it in, and then, where you can talk about your business, but then, network with each other.
See, I thought of that too, like using this
Yeah.
area, and I thought
having it every Friday morning or whatever
would be a little better.
Yeah, well, yeah,
for
absolutely.
now, and then, who knows? But I do have some things wrote down for a networking group.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I'm
in my notes somewhere.
Yeah. That's one thing that I've always wanted to start, because it does.
Yeah.
Because it's resources. We all have different resources, and if we don't use the resources that we have, I mean, we should all use them to build and grow and help one another out.
In the networking group I was in at the time, I couldn't do it. I was too busy.
Okay.
I was doing great in the networking group. It was a great learning experience for me. But what I didn't notice at the time, like, a guy came up to me and he goes, hey, scaling your business and putting systems in place is the most hardest process and longest process, because you want to make sure you got these great systems in place. If you need help, let me know. I've been through it. I know, and I'm like, just a guy saying, like, hey, just offering that.
Right.
Like, hey, I've done this. If you need advice or anything, text me, call me, email me, whatever. So that showed me, like, how awesome people are and how networking.
And it's
really
the things that they can help you with.
And he owns a roofing company as well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and they're doing great. So, like, just to be able to learn from other people. And I hope, like, I'm always trying to help someone out too. That's, if you don't mind, I'll tell you a quick little story.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
So, someone I know, they passed away. The dad passed away. I'm not going to really get into it. It's pretty bad. But I felt the need to help him one year, like the family.
Okay.
He had a couple daughters and things. So I went and, helped him and contacted a couple of my buddies and said, hey, I need a couple $100 here or there. I want to get this kid some shoes. I want to get this kid some clothes. Their dad just passed right before the holidays, and I already know how hard the holidays are with not having loved ones around. We all go through, death and everything like that. So, I lost my mother, and I know how I lost a lot of people. I was born, my mom and dad had me at like 16, 17 years old. I knew, like, a lot of my great grandparents, and I went through a lot of death. I was one of those kids, I've seen a lot of death in my life.
In an early age. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry to hear
Not
that.
like I didn't see it, but I had to go through
it,
the grief and all that. But it never, like, hardened my heart. I'm still going to be open. And that's one thing, like with the world, it could close your heart if you let it, but to remain open, especially when, things have happened in my life that is bad,
Right.
not a good thing to have happen to people in trauma, because we all have it. We all
Yep.
have trauma. And to be able to help this family out lit something up in me to the point where I found out like kind of what my purpose was, is to be here to help, to be of service. So when I started this business for cleaning, it was a no-brainer, because I'm like, this is a great way to service people. And I seen it, we need a good cleaning company in town. There's a lot of people that need cleaning, and especially after the COVID thing,
Yeah.
I seen that there was like I said before, like there's a need for it.
Right.
But just to be able to be of service and help the community and give back, like doing this podcast, I kind of take it as my way of giving back, but I enjoy it, and I've always wanted to do something like this. I always thought when I was younger I was going to be like an actor or something back in the day. I always thought like, oh, I could do this, but never got into it. But who knows down the road? You never know what's going to
You
happen.
don't know.
But
We don't know, and
no, I'm just
one
going with
thing
what,
leads into
yeah, who
another.
knows? Like,
It's a stepping stone.
yeah, yeah. But like, it's hard. It was hard to start the business. It was, the first client I went to, I was in a beat down truck, had to hit the starter, almost broke, cashed in all my, Sandusky schools. When I worked there, I cashed in everything and just took that leap of faith for the business and cleaned a house and by myself, and did okay enough that didn't get a complaint, and she paid me. So,
All right.
and she goes, "You like cleaning?" And it's weird to see a man cleaning, and I'm like, but I seen something. I don't expect to clean my whole life. I expect to grow the business
Right.
and work on the business and get it to where we're offering a great service for people. And it came from just like helping out someone. I didn't expect nothing back from, to just give without expecting anything in return is probably one of the best things that has happened on my life path and journey so far.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And in that respect, I always say, and I spent last year was my grieving year, but 2 years prior to that, I had lost two of the most important men in my life. I was helping one of my best friends out, and I lost myself in the process. I was running the business, still doing that, but I was losing myself.
Hmm.
But it was like
That's interesting to me.
I was literally filling everyone else's cup
Yeah.
while mine was running empty, and I was drained at the end of the night. And
Hmm.
I finally, in last year, that was my grieving year, and where I was able to finally grieve the loss, but not only the two losses, but then the loss of my friend. Not that she's still around, but she's not in need of me as much now as she was then. And I myself, finally was able to grieve that. I mean, and, grief has so many different, cycles in itself. And there was times I was angry about it because, of just dropping my life and not filling my own cup. And that's one of the things I said I'd never do again. Not that I won't give, but I've got to learn to say no.
Yeah.
When I know that I have other things going on or whatever, I have got to learn to set boundaries and say no and continually fill my cup so I can let it overflow into everybody else.
Yeah.
So
That's very interesting to me, just because like after I helped that family out, this was maybe 6 years ago, something like that.
okay.
This was a while ago. I had a breakdown. And it wasn't because I was given. It was just, I don't know what happened. I just had a mental breakdown and got counseling and went through a lot of self-inflicted, just, I think it was just all the stress and losing my mother at the time and my grandfather at the time. That meant a lot to me. And then just like you say, it kind of like emptying your cup, but it wasn't. It was more just the simple fact of I felt like the world was asking too much for me. Like I don't know what to do. I've been job jumping for years. This kind of maybe a midlife crisis sort of thing as well. And
Right. Yeah.
um, found God through that.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. It was a low point, rock bottom, I guess you say. And it wasn't nothing with drugs, alcohol, or anything like that. I already quit all those things. But it was, I guess it was just kind of like preparing me for the path I'm on. So
Right.
I don't regret anything that happened or all these bad things in my life. I always take it as I could teach someone or help someone down the road with it.
Yeah.
When it comes to pass, if I feel the need to bring it up, which I felt the need to bring that up today,
Yeah.
which I usually don't bring things like up like that,
Well,
but when I
and
feel called to, I have to.
right. But, listening to that, it's if your faith wasn't strong, you know,
Yeah, faith.
I
That's for
that
sure.
that's huge.
Yeah.
And, I always say, and then my faith was shooken, going, oh, like, and I'm sure that at one point that yours was even through that, just thinking, like, why is God putting all this on my plate? Why does he think that I'm so strong? Why does he think I can handle all this?
Yeah.
And, but to your point of saying, it was a lesson learned as opposed to saying, why does this always happen to me? Or,
Yeah, I don't look at it that way. A
or
lot of people
failures.
do.
People look at it as failures. People say, oh, I failed at that. Or, oh, I can't do this because I failed at that. No, I always look at things as you move forward, and it's exactly what you said, lessons learned, you're not failing, you're learning something,
Hmm.
from it. And I even with relationships, I don't it's always been a lesson learned, and it's made me the person that I am today. And, and it builds and grows you as a strong person.
Yeah.
I always say that for myself. It builds the strength that I have today.
That you need tomorrow,
That
right?
I'll tomorrow and every day
And
going
every
forward.
yeah, because some days it's like, am I gonna get through it?
Right.
Yeah,
You
because we
know,
all
and
have them.
and I have to be there for my daughter. It is just me with her, and I always tell her it's her and I against the world,
Yeah,
and she always like, Mom, you're so strong, and I'm like, I'm strong for you,
yeah,
and I have weak moments too, but I always tell her, if only control the controllables. If you can't control it, don't let it bother you.
yeah.
And
That's a big thing. I see.
yeah,
I see a lot of emotion there.
yeah, yeah. Well, but I
Hey,
mean,
I'm proud of you. Yeah,
my daughter is my world. She's
right.
my life, and I had her. I was 27 years old, but I, you know, was definitely in a toxic relationship then as well, and I knew that I was not going to be with her father, and so that was tough. Knowing I came from a broken family, I felt as if I was going to start recycling my life, and I was like, what am I doing? And
Right.
so it was difficult, and I didn't want to give my daughter that life. And so I've worked very, very hard all my life to be the strong woman that I am, and, raised her extremely, well. And now I look at her and she's soaring in life. And that is the most rewarding
You broke the
when,
cycle.
when I can see how strong of a woman she is, how loving she is, how caring she is, and people, actually adore the woman that she is. And that to me
There's
tells
tissues
me
down
what I
there if
did
you need
good.
it.
So, but and that's why I do what I do now, is, and now I watch her, and now she's an entrepreneur and she's doing the things, and
It's
she's
all
working
that's that.
hard, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
And
she's like, I
who'd she
learned from
learn
the
that
best.
from? Yeah.
I learned from the best. So,
Yeah. In that networking group I was in, and I actually still use it today. It's like, what's your why?
yeah.
Like why are you doing what you're doing? And so that's your why
Yep.
you push hard too.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm a family man as well. So I I can feel that emotion and know exactly where you're coming from
Yeah.
for that. and it's great to see that kind of raw emotion. It just shows kind of what character you are and how much struggle and things you've went through and pushed yourself through to get to being where you are today as a successful businesswoman with a lot of great things going on and great energy. And I'm so grateful to be able to talk to you about this and help your business out as much as I can.
No, I appreciate
awesome.
it. And when you had posted that, I was like, I've never been on a podcast. And I'm like, I would love to be that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. And then obviously learn about you as well, so that was, interesting, too, to put yourself out there, because then people are going to, learn more about you, learn more about your business, and
yeah, it helps all the way around.
all the way around. Yeah. It's a full circle.
Yeah.
So
that was a perfect circle.
Yeah.
I could see it. What advice would you give someone looking to start a business today? Like, how would you go about it?
Well, I definitely, and we were talking about that before we went on camera. My advice is to really sit down, set goals, and actually have them attainable. I didn't set goals when we started our business at all. It was just, let's do it. Let's go out and do it. And now Bridget and I, we look at our sales, and every year we've been in business, we have surpassed our sales from the year before, which is awesome. But we this year looked, and we're starting it off in the first month. We usually would wait till the last quarter and be like, okay, well, this is where we're at. And this year we definitely surpassed that. But now it's just setting different goals, and not so much just the sales part. It's setting goals on what you want to do within your business and how you want to do it. So anyone starting a business off, my advice is to truly just set goals. Have goals set and put in place so you know what you're working towards, as opposed to just...
So do you have 1 year, 5 year sort of goals, or big...
Yes, we've got,
audacious goals, or...
We've got audacious goals. We've set out, like for this year, kind of like the pivots that we want to take within our business outside of just Earthy Eatzz, because you can only, have so many protein balls unless, we can only make so many in a week span, as well as, deliver without hiring people too. But then the pivot of what we want to do outside of that, to incorporate the healthy foods with, moving and helping women. Our whole thing is, helping women move more, love their bodies, honor who that they are, and love themselves. A lot of people don't love themselves enough in this world, and they look at more of the negative side of things. So we are looking at the different pivots that we're going to take, and I always call them the pivots rather than a detour, because it's kind of like to get right back on the path and growing other things. So
right. Yeah, I like that. I agree with you on that. Yeah. I have big goals and small goals and different things. And I don't think I even had any. I just was flying by night, almost, sort of like...
That's exactly what we did.
I don't know what the heck's going on, and...
I'm like, oh, a business? Sure, I'll do that. Yeah. All right, let me just purchase this LLC. And so it was a huge lesson that I was like, why aren't we sitting down setting goals?
Right.
But we've always been very good at last minute planning. Everything we've done last minute has been extremely successful with anything that we've done, whether it's a product that we're launching or a fun event that we would do or something like that. They've been great. But it's really setting a goal of what we want from that, as opposed to just planning it and doing it.
Right. Yeah, it took a long time for me to, well, not a long time, but I call it locked in. I locked in and came up with the colors and came up with the name and had a bunch wrote down. And like I said, my mom passed, so when I was kind of like, hey, Mom, help me out here a little bit.
Right.
What color should it be? She's like, purple, duh. That's all I heard because her favorite color is purple.
That is
My
so
wife's
funny because that was
purple,
my next question.
you
Where'd
know?
the purple come
Yeah.
from, you know?
Yeah.
So
And then, I had all these names wrote down, and like I said, the feeling I got when I was helping that family, I felt like this feeling of a blissful, I felt a feeling I never had before.
Right.
I never felt like a blissful moment. It was always like, what's next? What I got to do? I never had that feeling. And there's probably people out there that haven't had a lot of feelings. I'm really in touch with my emotions. A lot of people aren't.
Right.
So, when that name come up and I had about 10 or 15 names, I could see the paper right now, and it wasn't even first on the list, but for some reason that popped out at me, and I think it's a great name for a business.
Yeah, I do too.
Some woman's like, blissful. What's so blissful about that? I said, well, that's why I make the big bucks, and she's like,
Yeah.
typical.
Typical woman.
I didn't say a woman part. Just typical. She was going in the post office that day, and she's probably not having a great day,
Yeah.
But she's like, what's so blissful about that? I'm like, well, because I made it up,
Yeah.
So she definitely didn't like cleaning, obviously, because, some people do. Some people love cleaning.
It's therapy
And it's
for
blissful.
some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a couple of employees that they just love it. Like, hey, how you doing? Oh, I love cleaning. Like, any issues? Nope, I love cleaning. Just, okay, good. Keep on cleaning then.
Right.
I love cleaning too.
I love cleaning when I have time.
Yeah. I don't even clean my own house anymore. My wife has to do it, but I used to do it all.
Well, and it was crazy. You're saying that. So we would sell out of all of our protein bites, and somebody came over the one day, and it was and I'm like, they wanted a protein. I'm like, I don't even have any here. I got to make some more. It's like, or we would go through a period of time where it was like, I didn't even want to eat another protein bite because after trying so many of them,
Right.
I mean, Bridget and I both had said we went through a period of time where we weren't even eating them, and so
That's because you
tried
them
too many.
Yeah. Been chowing on them.
Right.
Well, trying to get things
Taste testing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, now it's like, now that we have our recipes down and we have everything now, like my favorite is always anything crunchy, so if it's got the pretzel
I'm a
or,
texture kind of like,
Yeah.
I gotta have that crunchiness, like the salty sweet.
Oh, yeah. You'll like the
Yeah.
monster I gave you then.
My mouth's already watering just thinking about it. I'm over there looking at them.
Yeah.
We're close. We're gonna get over there and
Yeah.
we'll show a video of that and
Yeah.
pictures of that.
Get a little taste testing.
Yeah, yeah. I know Angelica's been probably staring at him since we started. She says, "Uh-huh." So how do you balance your personal life and running a business? Like we were talking about earlier, where you don't clock out. You just always on, pretty much.
It is different. It is difficult. I've learned to try to kind of shut some things off with personal and business, but one of the things that I try to when I'm out with friends is I try not to look at my phone or have it out, because it will always go off, and whether it be, and it does that even if it's not business. All of the different notifications that we have, one of the things I really try hard to is, really be in tune with whoever I am with. And I try to be in the moment versus checking my phone, checking my message, talking to people and texting people. And, not to say that I have not done that, but I really, really try hard.
I'm the same exact way. I'm the same way.
Because I think your time is just as important as mine. And why is that person on the other line that much more important than you? And that's the way I feel when other people are doing that to me.
Yeah, I kind of feel it's rude, especially like when I'm trying to explain something or I'm in the middle of something and stopping checking your phone every 2 seconds. It's like, you're definitely not, once you get on that phone, I know it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Click with Adam Sandler, but there's a movie with Adam Sandler and he tries to fast forward his life, and then it automatically skips over things. And then it shows him sitting there at a table just like going through the motions and not you know, and eating or
Right.
and I feel that way when I'm on my phone. Like my wife came home yesterday, I'm on the computer typing away, and she starts asking me questions. I'm like, I'm locked in. You know, kind of like that Facebook movie they made with Mark Zuckerberg. They're like, hey, he's locked in, or he's zoned in on this. I get that way to the point where I can get a lot done quick. I get into like a flow state almost.
Right. Well, and that's
to get things done.
flowing, you know, when you're in that flow state, you
But
don't
you don't
want,
know what's going on around
you
you.
don't, well, or, and you don't want people to bother you because then it could be me, I can be easily sidetracked. And yesterday was a perfect example. I knew I had so much work I had to get done. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. All my messages were going off, and my one friend, she's my best friend, she literally, she said she was calling me. I wasn't answering any messages. She looked at my location. She's like, is she on a date or what's she doing? Because she's not answering. And here I'd been home since 7 o'clock in the morning. She's like, I just couldn't understand why you weren't answering my call. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Locked in.
I was like, I was taking care of stuff, you know, but
Yep.
you know, you have to when it's that important. I don't like to, because I can be easily sidetracked.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we get pulled in a lot of different directions daily.
All the time.
Things.
Yeah.
I was pulled in a couple before I got here, but
yeah. And it happened. Well, I told you right before I left. You know, I was getting messages with orders, and so none of that's wrote down. So then I'm like, can you just text me, and then I'm not going to answer it.
Yeah. Sometimes Angelica will be like, did you do this? I'm like, man, I don't even remember what she's talking about.
Right.
Let me go look and see.
Yeah.
You know, so we do notes. We have notes, and we use Google a lot for different things.
Yeah.
So we have different things that help us stay on track with different things because we all can be pulled in different directions.
See, we're all normal.
It
all happens.
That's normal, but
and you know, you look at somebody and you're like, how can they do all of that? They're just like us, you know. But you know, it doesn't look like that way on the outside, you know.
Yeah. On the inside, it's like,
Yeah.
oh.
Like, ugh.
Yeah.
Things turning fast, you know.
Oh yeah. So you have any exciting plans or goals?
I do. You know, with outside of Earthy Eatzz, you know, what, you know, our goal is to, and I had alluded into this earlier, is we definitely would love to, you know, find a space that we can, you know, allow, you know, people to come into to work out, to be able to have where our products are at and do that. But, you know, outside of that, I myself would love to get into my coaching as well. So I have coaching that I had already started back before I had my breakup, you know, 4.5 years ago. And I just never felt like I was ready for it because how could I coach somebody, you know, on trauma when I'm dealing with my own trauma, you know, at that point.
I think that helps, though.
You know,
yeah.
And my
Especially
coach,
now.
you know, I had a gal that she had been my coach, and I called her, and she's just like, you know, what is stopping you? And you know, I was literally on the phone with her for an hour, just 2 weeks ago, and she said that, what's stopping you, Dawn? And I'm like, myself. So. You know, and then now I'm working towards that as well. So,
yeah, we can hold ourselves. You need to hold yourself accountable for sure on different things. And the word, I can't remember the word I'm looking for, but I know exactly what you mean by what you just said. Yeah. And it's it kind of hit home to me too. Yeah.
You know, it's stepping out and. You know, one of the things that I myself, you know, and I tell everybody, you know, and I say it all the time, is, you know, you are the only one stopping yourself from doing anything that you know, want to do.
It's like a limiting belief. Is what I was looking for.
Yeah. And so, you know, if you keep telling yourself you can't do something, you're never going to be able to do it.
I just put that on Facebook too this morning about stop saying you can't do something.
And,
say how can I, or I can do it.
Right.
And that's a big thing. That's one of my big things as well. Is I always think I can do anything.
It's like changing your story. You've got to change your story to change your life.
But don't think you can just do this and go to there.
Right.
You have to
it's
take
all a
it's
stepping stone. Yeah, it is a stepping
you can't
stone.
you got to take the next step
Yeah.
to get to where you want to go.
But there's a lot of people out there that they say that they cannot do anything or they can't move forward because of the way that they were raised or the things that they've gone through.
Is that victim mindset sort of?
And a huge victim mindset. And there's a lot of people that are just stuck there. And that's one of the things that I can say that I've never been stuck at. Maybe for a period of time I have, but it's only for a short period
you're in
because
it too, probably.
And I'm like,
there, obviously.
and I myself always do my best that I can fastly get out of that and work towards that. And so that's one of the things that I teach people all the time, every day, and I want to help others, with that as well. So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's great it's been great having you on here.
Yes, well, thank you. It's been wonderful.
I can't wait to try these earthy treats, but the real treat was having you in here today on this podcast.
Well, thank you.
So thanks for blessing us with your presence today. And,
well, thank you. I appreciate it.
We're happy for what we can do, and we can collaborate later and do different things as well. We can discuss at a later time or whenever.
Maybe I'll get you to come clean my house.
Yeah, there you go. I'll give you a card. I'll come over there and give you a quote.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, everybody, this is Blissed Out, another great podcast. Be on the lookout for what's to come. And it was great having Dawn Borzon here today with Earthy Eatzz. And she likes it with the Z's, she says. It has a little pizzazz, don't it?
That's right.
So, yeah, catch us on the next podcast of Blissed Out. We got a lot of great things in store for you. What we're going to be doing is we have pretty much a lot of different people and businesses in the local community that's going to hop on board this year. And our schedule's getting booked up pretty quick. So if you want to hop on one before 2027 hits, let us know, and we'll get you on our schedule for our podcast. Thanks again. Have a good one. Here we are. We just got done with the podcast. Now we got it set up with some of her Earthy Eatzz treats over here.
That's right.
Tell me about what I'm looking at over here.
All right. Well, these are, I've got 4 different flavors that I brought. One of the ones that I did not bring, which is one of our top sellers, is our Buckeye. I did not have any available, but I will be bringing them back so they can actually try them. But I do have some of our more popular ones that we have. Obviously, the peanut butter chocolate chip is here. This is the traditional that everybody loves, is peanut butter chocolate chip. If you don't know what a protein bite is, or you don't know what to go for, and you're not sure exactly how it's going to taste, that's always the big go-to for everybody. We have our sugar cookie that we have here. This just, it gives that more sweet flavor. That one actually has almond flour. That actually has all of our plant-based protein in it. And then, of course, we do the dye-free sprinkles. One of the things, with all of our products is they are all gluten-free, gluten and dairy-free, and we use all dye-free, anything that we use in there. So whether it be, our Unreal chips for our Monster Bites, those are like, the dye-free quinoa crisps, but these are the dye-free. Then, of course, our Snickerdoodle. Everybody loves Snickerdoodle. The sugar that we put on there is monk fruit to top that off.
I've heard of that.
And then, of course, we have our salted peanut butter pretzel. So some definite crunch there. I'm a big crunch person. I absolutely love it. And that is one of our other top sellers as well.
I'm going to try it in reverse order.
Okay.
My wife is going to probably love the salted caramel with the crunch.
Yes, that is my all-time favorite, and we use the gluten-free pretzels for that. So
cool, awesome. So before I dig in here, even though I wanted to dig in an hour ago when I see these sitting in there, but tell us a little bit about what different are you in. You said you're in local businesses in the area.
Well, one of our first businesses that we went to was Maca Root, and she is the reason that we actually did start our business. She was at one of my classes that I was sharing with you earlier, that I overheard her say that she needed somebody to make protein bites for her shop, and I instantly put my business hat on, and that's how Earthy Eatzz was created. So she was our very first business that we did, and then we're also right around the corner and at a coffee shop, Mr. Smith's. It's different, the bites that we carry in different shops as well, because it's amazing what people want when they go into a coffee shop versus a smoothie shop. So, it varies a lot, and we do sell Buckeyes at every one of them, and that is one of our popular. We do the Buckeyes, we'll do them in a 2-pack, and, that they're in like a grab-and-go pack for people. So. Awesome. But you guys will get those probably tomorrow.
Good. Oh, yeah?
I will definitely be delivering, if not later today, tomorrow for you guys. So.
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm looking at all this. Well, you got a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, we not only have the protein bites, but we also do a lot of different bars as well.
Yeah, I see the blondies. You got blondies, monster cookies.
Yeah, the monster cookies, those are made with the Unreal. Those are with oatmeal. Those actually are really good. But our chocolate chip cookie dough brownie, we have also created just the brownie and made, different, and put cherries in it for Valentine's Day. So that's going to be another good one. But, those are all the base of those. One of the things that we really strive on is, looking at our base. So like our chickpea blondies, those are made with the garbanzo beans. Mm-hmm. So that's the base of those. Our, oh my God. Oh, there we go. The chocolate chip cookie dough brownie. That is actually, the base of that is black beans. So, and you can't taste the beans at all in it. And people are like, this is made with black beans. So you've got that extra protein in there with it, and, you get the raw cacao with it. So we, try to make stuff and that tastes good, but has good quality products in there and whole foods. So
on here, we'll put down in the comments, or there's a thing you can scan the QR code I see here, and you can get the full menu.
Yeah, that'll go directly to the menu. Cool. Yeah,
awesome.
Right to our website. So on the website, we have where you can order. You can place your order directly from the website. You can pay directly on that, or pay us, in person as well. But that'll have all the different flavors. We've got a variety of different flavors. We have seasonal flavors as well. So depending upon what season that we're in, like we're going to be getting into, obviously, Valentine's Day, so we're going to have like a cherry cordial and things like that. Getting into St. Patrick's Day, we'll do the mint chocolate chip. So, and we always will try to do stuff seasonal.
That's amazing. I love that, because that just gives you something to look forward to, especially if it's, I've never tried this, but I've been wanting to try it, especially since you reached out to me a couple, months ago maybe?
Yeah.
When we were getting things ready to start this podcast, and I'm like, a lot of these, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to try this, because I'm a health food nut as well, and this is a great healthy option, especially people that have a dairy intolerance or gluten.
Well, and gluten tolerance has been something big.
Yeah, and it's
a lot.
Yeah,
and it's really rising. So you can see a lot of different gluten-free products that are out there today than what it used to be.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to dig in.
All right, dig in.
I'm going to try this one. So what am I eating?
And that one there is our salted peanut butter pretzel. That one's got that pretzel crunch. It has the chia seeds in there, so you're getting all that fiber in there in, peanut butter base.
This would be a good energy source.
Yes.
I could taste it. I like the crunch.
Good deal.
I taste the salted caramel in there too.
Yeah, and
that's not overpowering.
That's the dates. Yeah, the dates, and yeah.
It's good, but it's not. It doesn't. It's not too much salted caramel, because I've tried like salted caramel chocolate, and it's not right.
Yeah.
It's too sweet, too much
Too
caramel.
sweet.
Well, I think it's
Or
because it was
chewy.
like I've tried things that are probably like imitation
Oh yeah.
flavoring. You know,
You can
like,
have that, and that aftertaste is awful.
yeah. This has great aftertaste.
Good.
So the next one's the Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle, everybody loves it. You know, it's an old time, you know, taste. That's with our almond butter, and then it has our oat flour.
I got almond butter at home.
Yeah,
Okay.
oat flour. So as opposed to the oats, it has the oat flour.
I don't know if that's coming home with me. I might have to eat the whole thing. That one. So I like this one. So far, this one's my favorite.
And the top of that is the monk fruit. I don't know if I said that earlier,
Yeah.
but that one
So-
actually has monk fruit.
While we're here, can you describe what a monk fruit sugar is?
So the monk fruit is actually is more of a it's not a refined sugar, and it actually has that sweetness, and it's crystallized. And I myself no longer use regular sugar for anything. I
me
always
neither.
go right to monk fruit. It has that sweetness that you crave, but it truly is, and you know, it's just all natural, which is what we strive to always have. So.
All right, I'm going for the next one, even though I want to eat the whole thing.
They'll fill you
That's
up.
really good,
You
yeah.
get you'll actually be full with them, and then that's our sugar cookie.
Oh,
That one has our plant-based protein with our almond flour.
okay. This kind of brought me back to when I was young. My mom would do sugar cookies, and she didn't care if there was raw egg in it. She'd be like, "Here, you want to lick the spoon?" So that just brought me back to a childhood memory. So wow, I haven't thought about that in a while. That one,
There you go.
yeah, that one got me emotional a little bit because it brought back a great memory that I had
Oh, good.
of. I learned my cooking from my mom. That's how she liked to show love. She liked to cook all the time. So that's emotional for me because it brings back just like how the sugar cookie tasted. That almost reminds me of me eating it right off the spoon.
Be a kid again, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
so-
taking that dough, right?
And I would eat. My favorite was always like cookie dough. Like she would do homemade chocolate chip cookie dough, and here you want. I'd
Well,
be
we
always
have
eating
those
them.
in chocolate chip cookie dough, so that'll really
getting
bring
one
you
now.
back. That'll really bring you back to
I'll do
childhood.
that one off camera. But actually, it's amazing how a food or something can bring you back to a childhood moment. Just something that simple.
It's amazing how
Yeah.
triggers.
It
Something
brought
like that'll
something-
bring triggered. Yeah.
And actually, I did get emotional a little bit because it brought back a great memory
That's
of my
awesome.
mom, and that's how I kind of started love to cook,
That's
and
good.
became as good of a cook and chef as I am. Is because of all the things that not only what she taught me, but my whole family. We actually had a cookbook made. We have a family cookbook.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
So, and then we have volumes and other things, which I should probably at some point make into a cookbook for other
Yeah.
people. But this is which
The
one's this one?
traditional, the peanut butter chocolate chip. Everybody, you know, you can never go wrong with peanut butter chocolate chip.
No.
It is just that sweet, savory, you know.
It's got crunch to it.
Yeah.
Raw peanuts in it too. What's in it?
And that's actually peanut butter, and you've got honey, you've got the plant-based protein, you got the Enjoy Life chocolate chips, and
Really good.
yeah.
So that's definitely my favorite, even though that one's really good. Second favorite, Snickerdoodle. So the first one is the sugar cookie, and then the of these four I tried
Okay, yeah.
so far. You know, now I gotta try them all.
Now you're gonna try.
That's just how I am. I gotta try them all. Give me an assortment of
right.
to make.
Yeah.
Snickerdoodle, and then I love the salted caramel with that little crunch, and then I love that one as well. I like them all.
Good.
But that sugar cookie, just something special about it.
I gotta bring a cookie or I gotta bring the chocolate chip cookie. That's really gonna bring you back.
Yeah.
So
So is there
Well,
anything
good.
else you want to talk about? But all I want to say is this is a great healthy option for people that is not only, I think this would be a great energy boost as well.
Yeah.
It's healthy. It's great for energy. I like to work out a lot, and some days at the gym, the energy is not just quite there.
Quite there, yeah.
You know.
Well, and you know,
But
the
this
thing
would
of
be
it,
good.
yeah, the
Good.
thing that we created, you know, these for, number one, it was because we wanted to have something that was a quick option that people could have, a grab and go. They can, you know, have it in the refrigerator or even in their freezer, because you can freeze these, take them out, and because they're all whole foods, they're thawed within a half hour, or I'm sorry, within 5 minutes. And so you know, you can have it fresh, you know, right away, and it does give that energy boost. And it fills you up, but it's not giving you that fullness to where you can't have anything else either. So if you want that, but at least it'll curb that sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to keep eating.
That's all right. That's what they're there for.
I'm going to half,
Yeah.
so I can give my wife the other half.
Now I feel bad. I should have brought more.
We'll see you again.
Yes, for sure.
But thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Well, I'm out of here. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my
bites.
My Earthy Treats. Earthy Eatzz treats.
Earthy Eatzz treats, yeah.